Hi everyone. I wanted to show you today the hoop net system that I've put up on my vegetable garden, and it's all recycled stuff. So I was lucky enough to have the pipe itself. It's 20mm irrigation water pipe that I've used, and I had a whole lot of it here, and it had holes in it from where they've used it in the past for things. So because of that, it was pretty useless to me, because the holes weren't in the right spots for me to use for what I wanted to use it for. So I've kind of just adapted to using it here. So obviously the plastic will last for ages. I'm recycling it so it doesn't go put into landfill or anything like that, and the flexibility of it is fantastic. So let me show you. Now firstly, I should say, with a hoop system like this, you can do tiny little like cloche ones, or you can do a bit larger, say mine are about 1 meter tall to the apex, or you can maybe make them about 2. If you go any further than that, even though it is pretty durable stuff, you might have to put a few stakes in just to support it as well. So you can use this stuff for drip systems, like you can actually put in the drip systems just on the arc itself rather than on the ground, if you had something that you needed to do that for. Obviously, if you're going to put in a drip system or a spray system, you're better off putting it on the ground itself, so you're not wasting any water and there's less chance of evaporation or stuff like that. But I've seen it done before for certain plants, and it worked quite well. You can put bird netting over it to save your plants from the birds obviously getting in there. You can put shade cloth over, so you're doing the same thing but protecting it from the heat. Or you could use plastic over it too, so during the colder months you're actually creating like a little igloo or a little mini greenhouse with it as well. So let me kind of show you. So this is it. Now all I've done, these pieces, I've literally just cut that piece. They only go about 2 inches on each side into the ground. Now because of the flexibility of it and it expanding, when I put it in on the sides, when it pushes out and it's secured on top, it doesn't go anywhere, and the wind really kind of rips through here, and it's been pretty right, so no probs. Now I'll show you you can attach the tops. What I do, I attach the ends just to hold the whole thing up so it doesn't just kind of collapse like a deck of cards. I hold the whole thing up with a stake at each end. So I've got a stake there, and I've got a stake here just for that. Now you can either, now I've done a few things just to demonstrate. So at the top here I've just got a bit of wire around, but use it if you have to, but it does move a fair bit, alright? So that's okay for a little bit of time, but it's not a permanent measure. Another thing you can do, now I just had these screws, 2-inch screws. Now if you just kind of pre-drill a little bit through and into the next one with a small drill bit, obviously smaller than the actual size of the thread on the screw itself, and then just straight through to the bottom, and I cut the sharp point off, and that's as rigid as it gets, so that won't go anywhere. And if you have to like dismantle it, you can just unscrew that and go from there. And the other method is this. Now this is just jolly tie, or what we call jolly tie here, which is just a band, expandable band, kind of like the same consistency as pantyhose or stockings. You just buy it, it's a garden tie. So it generally just keeps in the same spot, it doesn't move too much, and it works really well. So you can use different kinds of pipe for it. Now if you're putting it in a bed, say here, where there is no wall to expand against, all I do, or all I've done with this, I just put a bit of literally a branch about say 5 inches long, and I just put it into the ground with a couple, 2 or 3 inches above ground, and then I just put the pipe over the top of it, like in the hole obviously, and it just doesn't go anywhere. So that's just my hoop system, and like I said, you can use it to have shade cloth or plastic or bird netting, all kinds of stuff. So Oh, well, I've got you here too. So that's that, and I've just started digging out because all of this was buffalo. So this was like continually, you know, every once in a while it'd pop up here in the garden somewhere. So I've been digging that out, which has been great fun. Not. And the broad beans. On the good lighter side, I guess the broad beans, there's about 10 trillion broad beans on there now. All the flowers have started to come out into beans themselves. So we're going to be eating lots of broad beans. But it will dry a few as well. Alright, so that's the hoop garden there. Pretty easy. If you can get any of that stuff, the irrigation pipe, I've used 20 or 25 mil irrigation pipe, so it's pretty rigid. Anything less, you'll get too much of a bend in it. Easy. Alright, any questions, just give me a yell. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.